Well, hello again. It's Carol King, the developer of Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS. This video is a continuation of videos about vendors, vendor setup, the vendors list, and control of vendors. And in this video, I want to talk about some alerts that you can set for yourself that you will see when you're entering bills, so that you can make a note to yourself. In this case, I'm going to demonstrate that we need the Social Security number from a subcontractor that we'll be sending a 1099 to, so we want them to send their W9 to us. And I will show you how you can make a note to yourself that you'll see when you select that vendor to enter a bill, and then a note also to the field that might be approving a job cost bill, that they can see and they will know that we need their W9, so that you may hold their check or something until you receive the W9. So let's get started with that. We've been doing various things in the vendor setup and info and opening the vendors list. And I'm going to go open ABC Foundation for edit to take a look at their setup screen. I have on purpose wiped out their tax ID, although I had one in there before. But just for this demonstration, maybe I'm getting ready to do 1099s and I noticed we don't have a tax ID. Or early on when they sent us their vendor info form, I noticed we didn't have the tax ID and that we need it. So one thing you can do is click this upload or view vendor documents first of all. And notice that you can send a request to the vendor for the document. So I'm going to click that, and there's 10 control documents that we've gone over a little bit before that you can set up to request or load, just upload because you have them. And I'll prepare a document request that is already set to go to ABC vendor and saying this is a request for your IRS W9, and I can send it via email. They will receive information about opening our communication portal and that they could upload their W9 to us. So I'm not going to send it, but that comment has just already been made that easily about that. So let's close this. And if I look at comments for this vendor, and that would have been assigned the H job because it's just a generic random thing. So I'll look for all for this contact in this job. And I can see that I just did that. I sent a request. But the other thing I'd like to go over is the vendor activities and notes. One reason you might be using this is because you think, I want to remind myself that I need their W9. And I want to see that reminder when I go to enter a bill. So I'm going to do vendor activities and notes, and I'll open all for this. Just maybe I'm wanting to review vendor things. We also have a punch thing already for them, but I'll add a new activity. ABC Foundation is already in here. This is not a punch or a warranty, but I do want it to show up red as an alert. And I'm going to say need W9. That group will then be in the drop-down list when I do somebody else. Need IRS W9 form. And the job can stay at 0. CHS will take care of replacing that to H when we do it. And that's really all I need to know, is that I need the W9 for. So I'm going to submit that and save it. And when I close this, it'll now be in the list of the various activities and reminders that I have. So it's that easy. I want to go show you entering a bill and what happens. So let's make a new bill from scratch, and let's select ABC Foundation. And what I'd like you to see is that anything you've added to activities or reminders that are not done, not marked as done, will show up over here. So I see this alert that I need their W9 form. Now when I receive the W9 form, I can edit this alert real quickly, click on it, and then I mark it as done. I won't mark it as done right now, but that will make it go away and get off of this list. But what I'd like to show you is, since you're about to enter a bill and you see these alerts, you might want to tell the field that will be approving the bill you're about to enter that we need their W9. So let's enter a job-related bill. First of all, let's see the other things that we see here. They're marked for a payment discount. Do we want to deduct that from the payment? That was normally, we won't get payment discounts for subcontractors. That was from me demoing. But also we see that their general liability is required and is expired, deduct, and from here I can actually create another thing to send to them, request for liability due, the send, and close. So I take care of that right now. And the same with workers' comp. You can do the various things. You can see other miscellaneous things, all sorts of things that you might see here that you also might want to tell the field about with what I'm going to do here in just a second. Let's go ahead and just do a sort of a fake job that we have. And I'll enter an invoice number 12345, and maybe it's just repairs, and it's $450. So we've got that all ready to go, but while I'm here, I might go ahead and make a comment that's attached to this bill, and I'll click that. And I'm going to make the comment to George Brown, who is the project manager on this job, and I'm going to say ABC needs to give us their IRS W9 form and their general liability certificate because it is expired. So I'm going to, I could send that so that he gets an email about it, but the other thing about this is it's attached to the accounts payable entry, and when the bills are being approved to pay, the field will be able to see that. I'm just going to save it. So let's go ahead and submit that bill. And it's telling me I'm over budget, which is not surprising, and that's a whole other video because I've just made up that thing. And I'll just post this as unpaid to pay later. I can view the posted entries that I just posted, and I can see that there is a green comment here. What I'd like to show you, so you saw this alert because you set it up in activities. If I close this and I go home and I go to the Actives Jobs dashboard, and I do 601 Carport, which was the job that I did. And I'm now George Brown, let's pretend, and I want to approve unpaid costs. So let's open the unpaid job costs. Who knows what else I've entered in here, but anyway, you see this ABC Foundation repairs. You can see that there is a green comments bubble right here. We just want to open the comments list so we can see it. We could have just done a report there, but we can just look at it this way. And you see that Carol King said ABC needs to give us their IRS form. And what George could do is reply and say, don't pay this, so that when the bookkeeper, me, back Carol King, you can type in here, don't pay this, etc. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to take up that much time on the video. I just deleted it. But when I am posting bills to pay or selecting bills that I want to pay, and I'm back over here on the main menu, and I've gone to unpaid bills, I'm getting ready to run checks, and I open all of this, and I can see this green bubble right here, and I would, if George had made a comment back to me about not to pay, I would see that if I clicked this comment bubble and would not check mark to pay this yet. I might even make a comment back again saying, okay, we're not paying this bill, whatever kind of conversation you'd like to have about this. So I wanted to show you that that is how you can see the various activities for the vendor or set up vendor activities to alert yourself about something. One thing that I might suggest is maybe you work out of your home and you pay 30% of your utilities you charge to your business, so that you make two lines maybe on your payables bill, one that is posted to your utilities for your business and another that is somehow posted to personal. You could make an activities note that would show up there when you select City of Austin or whoever it is that you're paying for utilities. And you would see it over there, post 30% to business, post 70%. A note you might write to yourself about things you need to remember to do when you're entering bills about that vendor. So it's a handy little tip to go ahead and use the activities button. I'll show you one more thing. I need to go back home. Let's do the bill from scratch again. As soon as I select a vendor here, I can use a button here. Maybe I remember something, or I think, how is it that I always do that? What is it I needed to remember? And you could add your new activity right here, and then it would be in the list. You don't have to just do that from the vendor edit window. But you could also open the vendor edit window from right here if you just want to, and use the tools. Or you can also review the comments for the vendor again, like we saw earlier, to see the comments that have been made, so I could check to see if I'd sent a comment to them requesting their W9 form. So this is how you can make a note to yourself and a note to the field, and everybody knows that we need their W9 form. I hope this helps, and thank you for watching.